The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, or PEBEC, has been working to improve transparency and efficiency that are aimed at raising Nigeria's national productivity and competitiveness. Dr. Jumoke Oduwole has been the head of PEBEC since 2016, and she's currently the special advisor to the Nigerian president on PEBEC and investment. Dr. Oduwole joins me now on Arise Tonight to review the first half of the year, and in particular, the PEBEC's engagements with the Subnationals. Dr. Oduwole, good evening.
Good evening.
Each time we have an engagement, I always love to hear the subnational level of things, because those are the folks at the bottom of the pyramid dealing with the people, businesses. So we're going to get to that later on this very brief conversation. But first, tell me, how far has the year been? 6 months down in the line, how much has been done?
Thank you for having me, Bosun. It's always a pleasure. So we had a very ambitious outlook document that we released in January, and so far so good. One of the most important things we did this year was our first 90-day regulatory reform accelerator. It started on February 20th, but I must tell you, at the 90-day mark, we were on 44.1%. It wasn't good at all.
In terms of regulatory?
In terms of the activities that MDAs needed to deliver on. So the Vice President gave a 30-day extension, and we really ramped the heat up, and we closed out at 88.2%.
Oh.
Yes. So in terms of letting viewers connect with what exactly it is, it's really plain vanilla. What are your service level agreements? That's the agreements between two or more agencies on what to deliver, timelines. Are your websites functioning? Are you benchmarking your cost? Can you justify your cost? Are your prices, are your costs denominated in Naira? Really the things that we've heard of as complaints from private sector, and making sure that that level of granularity to get all the MDAs to the required process. We're glad to say that about 9 of them finished at 100%, but some never got out of the stable. At least one was at 0.0. Yeah.
But you see some improvement. You see something, because Mr. President is very particular that ministries and departments and agencies really perform.
Yes. Yes.
So what you do as a special advisor to Mr. President play into that, what Mr. President wants delivered?
Definitely. The PEBEC mandate is an enabler for the entire 8-point agenda of this administration. We directly support 6 of the 8 initiatives, and 2 being human capital and security indirectly. The PEBEC mandate supports that as well. So
technically, it's your office I should be talking to each time. But in terms of strategies and action that we're likely to see from your secretariat and office for the rest of the year, what else is happening down the rest of the year?
You will see another regulatory reform accelerator in Q4. You will see the continuation or expansion of our judicial reforms. We have another bill going to the National Assembly before the end of the year, our Omnibus Bill 2.0, and we'll continue to make traction with our PEBEC Business Champions. We started with our Platinum PEBEC Business Champions. That's 23 companies that gross over $1 billion in revenue per annum, supporting them directly because they're the flagship companies and they have a ripple effect across the entire economy.
Let me take you quickly back to my first question in terms of getting the MDAs operate a little bit more like the private sector in terms of delivering to the people, businesses, and organizations. Why is that very important?
Well, what gets measured gets done. In private sector, it's all about productivity. It's all about competitiveness. And private sector cannot have this unless those regulatory and bureaucratic constraints are removed. Nigeria on its own accounted for about 1/3 of the $400 billion left on the table in the whole African economy in 2019.
Wow.
So that's directly as a result of just the toughness, just what's left on the table. And these are soft things that with some discipline and consequence management and focus and political will, and really just going step by step, we can all move in the right direction. So it's important for private sector. It's important also for efficiency of government as an entity in itself. And then for the services that we deliver at a cost a lot of times to Nigerian citizens.
Interesting. Can I put you on the spot? You want to give me your champions? The MDA is doing well. Let's celebrate them.
Okay.
Let's celebrate them.
Okay.
Give me in the stock market, it's all about gainers and losers.
Yes.
Don't let us do the losers table.
Okay.
Let's do the gainers table.
The gainers
tonight.
table, fantastic, and I hope I don't forget any of them. The first among equals was Nigerian Agriculture Quarantine Service. They were the first. Yes, they were the first to reach 100%. Nigerian Customs Service, I must celebrate them because they came from 9.7% of really not paying attention and finished off at 100% because the Comptroller General told them, get this done.
The new Comptroller General?
Yes.
Yes.
He says, get this done. And they got it done. So from 9.7% to 100% in terms of, is your website up to date? What are your fees? Are they transparent? So the tracker, you can also show your viewers the tracker. They can use the QR code and really know what I'm talking about. NPA, they implemented about 63, the highest number of activities, and they got it done 100%. Their MD really pushed. NIMASA also really delivered. I know I've forgotten a few of them because there are 9. It was really exciting to see the turnaround, the change, the competition, the camaraderie, and really knowing the import of what they're doing and what that means for Nigerians. Even though we validated internally at the PEBEC Secretariat team, we also have external validation in the pipelines to make sure that it's when private sector, because there's usually a lag, it's when private sector tell us that, yes, this is having an effect and it's helping us. That's when we know, and in the next 60 days, we'll release that report, and then we go into another regulatory accelerator.
60 days from now. I'm going to mark that down on my calendar.
Oh, please, I'll be back to share.
Let me be the first to know. Let me be the first here on Arise to have that private sector validation. Very interesting. That's at the federal level. NIMASA, NPA, the quarantine for agriculture, customs service. Let's talk about the subnationals.
Okay, Subnationals. Today I was speaking at Lagos State Corporate Assembly. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, was there representing Mr. Governor. Lagos State called together all their stakeholders. This is how the PEBEC Secretariat works with all subnationals, all 36 states and the FCT. This intervention has been on since 2017. You would know that right now we have the SABRE, that's States Action, so with the World Bank, co-designed with the PEBEC Secretariat. And that's $750 million on the table on lending from the federal government. So when the state performs the reform, they get the rebate. They get the rebate. And so we've had excellent results in cascading and in getting political rally, in getting political support at the subnational level. The governors to the National Economic Council have been extremely clued in, and their teams. So today, working with the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce in Lagos State. She's the champion. The Deputy Governor is the chair of Lagos State's Ease of Doing Business Council. And it's a long-term relationship with Lagos State government of continuous improvement. So this actually marks the beginning of our subnational tour. So we're starting here from Lagos State. You recall, Bosun, that we normally go around the country.
Yes, I just wanted to find out.
Yes, we go to all the regions. Yes, we go to all the regions. There's actually a lot of competition for where we go next. But I think it's likely to be Katsina.
Beyond
Katsina, because the governor.
Why do we? It's Kaduna, Katsina. I'm sure those two states always feature.
Yeah, Kaduna called me today actually that you said. States are eager to showcase, and what we do is that we go to the region, one state hosts, but everybody comes in. So in the Northwest, it will be all 7 states coming in. We speak to private sector. We also have technical meetings on the sidelines. And sometimes we have peer learning review sessions or retreats in Abuja. So it's an intervention that is growing in momentum, and it's deepening for Nigerian businesses.
In a manner of speaking, you and I are going to be having at least 2 more interviews before the end of the year. It's July. The first, after the 90 days, 60 days you talked about, then of course when you do more with the subnationals, because I'm always keen about what's happening to the state governments at that level. They need to move up with the federal government to make sure that things are done. Thank you so much, madam. We appreciate it. You've got a long day with the Lagos State folks, so making the time to be here on our Arise Exchange tonight. Thank you, despite the Lagos vehicular traffic. We appreciate that. Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, the Special Advisor to the Nigerian President on PEBEC and investment.